here by myself, waiting for people to come so that I could talk about the tilt of having all your players injured and the players that don't get injured not playing very well. We will take a look and see at the see what's going on in all the different lobbies, and then NBA, NHL, could have an NHL sweat. We'll see how that goes, and we'll see who is doing well in these tournaments, and then we'll do our live kind of PGA lineup build. I'm hoping that someone pops in here that's doing well tonight, because I certainly am not, especially in the NBA. I look at the lobbies here. I want to see what kind of lineups are winning. It's very interesting. So Phoenix is in blowout mode. So who's lucky? Who got lucky and got the blowout run? Let's see. You can see who gets these last 9 minutes. It does not look like it's me. Yeah, so Booker is piling it on. They have him up in the game up 30 for some reason. I don't root for anybody to get hurt, but Olivier Sarr. I don't know why I forgot to play him. But this is what we knew. We knew the OKC situation was like a roulette wheel, and it just kind of came up by aces or whatever. So that's that. I'm gonna share my screen. I don't know if Bobby's coming or not. I'm just gonna presume he isn't until we get there. Okay, so let's what do I want to do? We're gonna pull up. Oh, there he is. I'm hoping that you're doing better than me. I mean, actually, you couldn't be doing worse. So that's good. BFI. Okay, let me get my. Yeah, I lost. Bobby, you there? I think he's there.
I'm here.
Yeah, so I lost the OKC roulette wheel.
Yeah,
I lost the OKC roulette
wheel.
Man
getting the minutes thing. Lindy Waters making his first 6 threes is a little tough.
You didn't play Olivier Sarr?
What's he doing?
I have no idea. I'd see him in the game instead of my guys. And you didn't play and you forgot. We all forgot to play Terrence Ross, I guess, right?
What's he doing?
He has like 10 threes in the second half, I think.
No way.
Something like that. He's got like 25 real life points in the second half.
What?
Mm-hmm. You even know what team he's on? I didn't even know until I saw him in the uniform.
I know. Yeah, I know, but like I'm like I don't understand how it happened.
But the good news is that I cannot be mathematically eliminated yet.
Terrence Ross, the big beneficiary of KD being out. I guess they all were, but
yeah, that's right, exactly. So I'm gonna pull up the first of all the big buy-in in the NBA.
I ended up with 154 with KD, which I will refund on staking because I literally swapped him out with 2 minutes to go, and it didn't save this swap.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So I lost the OKC roulette wheel. But this is what I have. I have my quadruple overtime shot in the big one. I did it. I played Kawhi, Fred VanVleet, and Podol, and we'll see what happens.
Hey, maybe.
But hey, no one's got any points today, so you never know. You just never know.
Anything left is good.
Anything left is good. And Kawhi ended up 7% owned. Van Vliet 11, Podol 10. No one's got him. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. FanDuel. So everybody got injured, right? So Luka got injured, Ingram got injured, and Valanciunas had 2 fouls in 2 minutes, and they benched him the whole first half after that.
Yep.
But listen, everything that happened today, with the exception,
they also played really well without him, so I kind of understand.
Oh, exactly. You know, that's like my son. Like my son would do that. He would need to like have a pass completion in like fantasy or something like that, and they would run it for like 40 yards. He's like, "What are you doing?" It's like
right.
You idiots!
Right. It was like when Thibodeau won Coach of the Year, and everybody's wondering why all these backups don't get more minutes, like Obi Toppin and stuff, like a few years ago.
Yeah,
that team that had no business being the 8th seed was the 4th seed or whatever in the playoffs.
Hey, Brandon. So the thing about the shot is that it's the real problems come about 24 hours after. So probably if I feel anything terrible, it'll be tomorrow morning. I'm just a little sore on my arm, but I do expect to be somewhat KO'd. I'm hoping that it kicks in when I'm asleep, so that I just sleep longer. That's what I'm hopefully counting on. But Stacey was kind of knocked out most of today. But it's kind of a weird feeling because you feel like shit, but it's going to be gone. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's literally just symptoms of nothing. So that's that. But listen, you're young, so you don't even know from this. But from what I've heard of people that my age that got shingles, you want no part of that. You just want no part of it at all. Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. So this was my lineup in the big buy-in. I was very happy with it. I played my three favorite OKCs. I played Christian Wood, and Christian Wood, people were tilting on him for a while. Like, why is he not in yet? Dude, he's gonna get 20. He got more minutes than I was expecting from him. If you want to know the truth, he was, so he was okay. And then Horford, good call by you with the Horford. Only because the game, in the fourth quarter, he was really going to smash.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really good call. And then, then I stacked up this Clipper game. So, who knows? 49 at the half.
It's rough with the Wiggins thing. Like, we all know what we're getting into with the OKC stuff. So it is weird. But I liked enough other builds I could use. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out for me tonight.
And I lost my head-to-head with Laddie for the tennis seat. I lost it in fine. I lost it in fine style too. So it ended up being a two versus two,
mm-hmm.
and I had the most expensive player on the slate who had the biggest win odds, and she lost like 6-2, 6-2. She got like eight fantasy points. Basically, that was the end of that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's very, very rare that happens. But then I had to hear Laddie rub it in that he knew all the time there was a terrible play. How could I play him? You know what I mean? Like, I don't need that, but that's okay. I'm like I had any idea. I just freaking ran the optimal and I put it in. Anyway, so that's where the day started. And then it was a pretty bad tennis slate. Before I get back into it, I am like sort of okay in hockey. Like I'm second in the kick save here for 5K, but I don't have a lot of.
That would be amazing.
I don't have a lot of ice time left, but I got ice time from people in the back, so we might be sweating that like for a little while. So let me. So as I was saying, so FanDuel, because of Valanciunas for me, was just a colossal shit show. I played like 60 lineups in like in the shot or whatever, in the $5 whatever. I don't think I'm getting the money in any of them. It's freaking nuts. But what I would like to see, if I pull this up, is who is doing well here. I mean, what do you need here? So let's see who's doing well. Okay, how Mazwa number 15 and Mazwa number 17, I guess. Should say something. Well, this isn't much.
And even those aren't like good lineups. Nobody feels good about their lineups. It was the
DeJounte
Washington
Murray.
game. That was your best bet.
Kuzma, I had some of Kuzma on FanDuel with all the other bustos though. So 287. Oh, this one he's got 30 PMR left. Who does he have?
The correct answer was the build that we talked about before, and we didn't pull the trigger on all of it. I had pieces of all these guys, but playing Jimmy Butler, who had like 50 some odd or whatever.
Did he really?
Yeah, to play, what's his name, Devin Booker. I know that's when we thought KD was in, but he became chalky afterwards. To play, some of the Fred VanVleet, to play that middling more build made a lot of sense, and I kind of wish I would have thought through it a little bit better because I feel like that was my fault today. Even guys like McCollum were other ones. Like he benefited from Ingram getting hurt in the third, but still he was on his way to get there. But I wasn't going to be on all of the Washington guys, so I wasn't going to get there that way. But I might have been able to get there with that other 8,900, 8 to 9K guys, no high spends.
Well, I'll tell you what. After you left, I was doing that. I was playing. I was setting up a possible lineup with starting with Porzingis and Trey, and I was halfway through it, and then for whatever reason, I couldn't. It was like so stupid. Like I would left myself with 5,700 in like the utility or something, and I couldn't find a good 5,700, so I just basically scratched the whole idea. But I had some of that. I think maybe it was this one or something. I don't know. But I had a couple with Trey and Porzingis. How about this one? You have Trey, Porzingis, and Booker, and it amounts to just nothing. It's rough out there.
Yeah. You got Wiggins.
It's rough. All right, so let's go back to the this mega and see who's competing here. So you have Can't Stop Beast him. I don't know who. You ever hear of that guy?
No,
I never heard of him. All these guys with the parentheses are starting to tilt me. By the way, I mean the parentheses guy. Can I give myself parentheses 1? I just want to put parentheses 1.
Actually, is a really funny name, though.
Yeah.
Just making a name, yeah.
Amy for life. Even this with an Ayton bust, a Wiggins. You have to think somebody's got to pass these guys somehow. But there's nobody left playing.
It's just the last game. It's an ugly night.
This guy's got a total.
I did think that Trey Young, Trey Young, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi Leonard just seemed like a logical thing. I just wish I would have gone with that,
Well, I will say this: when I reverse sort by PMR, yours truly is second. Is really the only one with 84.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get 100 points, but
you'll need more than that.
Well, obviously. But
yeah,
hey, it all starts with one bucket. That's what I used to. That's when I coach. That's what I would say. Starts with one possession.
It really does.
I'll tell you this.
I would like to give a shout out to the thing. You know who was the player of the slate last night? And guess what? His ownership was projected at 60% when we went on air yesterday. He ended up 4% owned in the big buy-ins and 3% owned in the smaller buy-ins. And it was the guy you coached against, Cole Anthony.
No way.
He won all the money.
We never got to that. Remember, you were going to tell me.
I ended up with like one line over there. I was just saying both. I was like, we should still treat he and Suggs like this is an elite position because Gary Harris was out. So that's 30 minutes of the game.
You know what? Remember when we first started recording, you said, "Oh, I'm going to go back to a guy that you play," and we never got around to saying who it was. I don't think.
No, I love the Suggs and Cole. I played more Suggs, to be
Was
honest.
that today? I get a little
What?
confused. Was that today we spoke about Cole Anthony?
Yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday. Okay.
He won all the money on everything. I had like no ownership. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And yesterday was like a 2v2 day. You know, like you feel good because you're putting up 330s everywhere.
I like that feeling when there's like 6 minutes to go in the game, and you look out on I'm looking out on the court, and all these numbers I've never heard of. Like it's like a number 94 in for Oklahoma City, like a number 51 in for Phoenix. It's
for
like
Oklahoma City, it doesn't even count.
like full on garbage time. They don't do that in football.
What do you mean?
No, in football, when the team's up like like 17 with like 3 minutes to go, like they let their real running back like run out the clock. They only bring in all the
sometimes. If they're up like 30, though, they don't.
Right. So somebody I never heard of misses a layup for Phoenix. We're gonna put this Clipper game on after the.
She's just trying to get us to lose our YouTube account.
No, we're not gonna pull up on here. We'll put it. No. I mean on my TV.
I know. I was just kidding around with you.
Yeah. With any luck, we'll get the YouTube account canceled. Let's see. Okay, so this game's over. This game is over. We're gonna get we'll get the Kawhi game up. Maybe we'll get somewhat lucky. All right, let's see the fadeaway. Let's see who's doing anything in that. Wonder what kind of lineups are in first place.
Somebody would have thought of the Trey, Kawhi, Butler, or Kuzma or Porzingis type of build or whatever.
But don't forget Lindy Waters.
1% even.
There it is.
Like a hero.
There it is.
Looks like his floor after the first half. He had like 30 at halftime.
Well, this guy's not going to win though.
He literally put up like 25 fantasy points in 3 minutes.
Dude, imagine being this guy. So check this out. This is funny. So all these guys have basically the same, 300 down to 280. PMR 666 to 854. They're ready. Watch this. Ready? 54. Let's see.
But who are they?
And not only that, but he's 42 points away. It's not like he's.
Who are they?
They are Van Vliet, Morris. Oh no, wait. They're Van Vliet, Morris, and that's it, pretty much. Yeah, he's not getting there.
That's going to be tough to get there.
What's he behind? He's behind by 42. Yeah, he's not getting there. So tell me, nobody's catching any of these clowns that are in first?
He could get there, but it's unlikely.
Here's a 51. Yeah, you need somebody that
this might be the PMR search time because the only way you're passing these lineups is if you have that Clippers game all over the place.
Yeah, so McLovin's got 229 and 75. Wait, what happened? Oh, here's the 1-800 Eddie again. Let's see what he does.
Oh my God.
He's got Podol, Van Vliet, Morris, but he needs 70 points. I mean, yeah, that's not working. Which guy wins every night, Justin? Which one's Steve Buzzard?
I don't know who that is either.
I don't know. The name rings a bell, but just again, a lot of these are illusions. It's funny. I called that. Not called out last. Remember, these guys are playing like literally max entry.
Sorry, go ahead, shoot. Sorry.
These guys are literally playing max entries of everything every single day. They have to win 100,000 every night to break even, right? I mean, it's like.
Osmo told me a long time ago. I think we were at a live event, and he was telling me. I think he said he won the biggest, buy-in one or whatever, 4 nights in a row. But he was still down over $1 million from the month before.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna have a losing month and you're max entering and you're taking stands on things, which you should, you're gonna have some ugly times.
Yeah. Oh, so this is Steve Buzzard, the Colts. But I don't know what Steve Buzzard is. I don't know who that is though.
He's really good. Really good DFS player.
Okay.
It's really hard when if you are max entering every day. That's why I'm very impressed by like some of my friends or guys that have become close, like with like my friend Matt Bellman and Bellman. This guy's made a couple million, but he's like, he'll play one entry in the 3180. He'll play like 3 entries in the 500, and 30 entries in the lottery. And he just keeps winning them. To me, that's so much more impressive.
Oh, for sure.
Especially when you can do it with semi-consistency. You're not going to. You're going to go through horrible losing streaks. But
right.
It's still the right way to play.
Well, it's funny. When I was talking to Sowers the other day, I said to him, it gets really, it messes with your head a little bit. I asked him, when you play you max centers, like, oh hell yeah, I couldn't live with myself if I didn't max enter.
Right.
Like that's what he thinks. It's like if he played 148 lineups, that the 2 lineups that he didn't play were going to win.
But see, like I logically think the same way. The way I started playing DFS, I didn't want to invest that bankroll into it. And right. I was able to win from an early period of time of like, oh, well, this is even trickier, more gratifying, less risk, but also in some ways more risk. It's like, it's hard to know,
Yeah. May as well take a look at FanDuel.
And then we can talk about golf. The one thing I really want to talk about.
We're going to. Let me just take a look what the FanDuel is. Yeah, this is what. Oh, I'm cashing for $10 in a couple of them. How about that? So this is what I ended up playing. I love FanDuel. It's the best. You can't even sort right. It's like sort by highest entry fees. No, it refuses. It just refuses. Most winnings, most time left. Oh, there it is. Wait. Okay, Jumbo Dunk. Oh, there it was. Okay, so Jumbo Dunk. Here are my entries. See all these little blue arrows here? These are my entries. Ingram, that was strong. Ingram and the Ingram Valanciunas pairing. And Dort with a strong performance.
But Ingram was bad though.
What?
Ingram got hurt.
I know that.
Oh yeah, the Ingram and Dort just having like the
Ingram Dort Valanciunas. It ruined a good Kyle Kuzma and Al Horford performance.
Right.
And Fred VanVleet is going to end up with 60.
Not that many, but maybe.
No.
Maybe.
Yeah, so let's just see who's doing well in FanDuel, and then we will go to golf. Look at these terrible scores. You know what I mean?
Every bad lineup I had would have won every tournament tonight from the last few nights.
Right.
It's a very strange game that way, Yeah,
this guy's got 315 with VanVleet. This one's over. He wins this one going away. He wins with Valanciunas. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, tonight I can.
Yep.
It's weird because it wasn't like a 1 or 2 game slate, but it was like on FanDuel, you can only like vary off of like 3 or 4 spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of difference between every top lineup.
Okay. Let me pull up SaberSim.
I'm still whittling down in golf, and I think this is interesting to talk through because
we're going to do that right now.
There's just so I became a little bit flooded by how many good plays there are. I maintain that I will, no matter what, have 40% Fleetwood.
Let's go.
There's just no way it's not happening, and I've fallen in love with Justin Thomas, Victor Hovland, Scotty Scheffler, and I still love Molinari.
Let's go.
I'm also going to go back to best guy ever, Joel Dahman. That's his new nickname. these are guys. This is not a course. Like, this is a course that has there's a lot of argument for length on it, but everybody, if you look at who's made these runs, it was Lahiri last year, and Paul Casey obviously made a run here. Like, you don't need the big hitters, but at the same time, it can really benefit you. And there's some guys who just are getting completely overlooked. I also do feel like it's a good type of tournament for Johnny Vegas, Grillo at the lower end. I love Siwoo Kim. And as long as Hideki is 8,400, I'm going to make that, like, I'll just play 5 times when he's 8,200, 8,400, and he's less than 5% owned. I'm just going to make a commitment to play 5 times what the field is playing on.
Siwoo Kim, Keegan Bradley, and Corey Connors are part of like a shuffle for me. I have a good amount of Bradley, Connors, and Mitchell, and I'm slowly gonna get a little more Siwoo Kim in there, and I want to get some of your other dude in there also because he's pretty close. Is the Thigala.
So I feel like the price is wrong on Mitchell. I'm not really sure that I understand he had a good result. He's had a good result here before, but I'm not really sure why he's rating to be as good of a play, other than that he's too cheap. But like, there's a lot of guys you could say that for, and it feels like a little bit of recency bias. So I'm just going to try and stay a little bit away from that specific play just for those reasons. And I also like the guys in the 6Ks I can get at 1%, who, like, Adam Svensson is one we didn't talk about before. I love this guy. I think he's really good. I think he's like a really good golfer, and he's really good on tough courses. And like, his last 3 events, 24th, 49th, and 9th, 2 of those were elevated events. The Genesis 9th, the Arnold Palmer 24th, 6,600, and no one's playing him. And I played him last week again. Like, if you're giving me guys who are in the 20s and like competing at times to like make top 5 of the leaderboard every Saturday, I'll just keep playing those guys when they're 65 and 6,600. You know what I mean? I think he's a really sharp one. I think Molinari was like my initial like love, but I actually really like Svensson as a spend down. I really like Johnny Vegas. I put a ton more Ricky Fowler in my lineups. I have 36% Zalatoris. I actually feel really good about Zalatoris, and I feel really good about Hovland, but I never feel that great feeling good about Hovland. I feel like, I don't know, man. He's cheaper now, so I can justify it, but like, if he's 9,500, he'd be like 5% owned. But because he's 8,900, he's going to be more popular. And it's just, I'm playing a lot of him right now, but because I like him, but I just feel like it's a little bit of a thing that's fucking me up a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna redo my lineups now. Within the next couple of minutes. I want to integrate our takes.
Yeah.
But right for now, my top owned guys. You're looking at SaberSim right now. This is my ownerships. Right now is Tom Kim is my highest known guy, 49%, and you see it's like,
wow.
Yeah, you see it kind of spread out around there, like Kim, Bradley, Day, Mitchell, Hatton, Scheffler, Connors, all that stuff. Just basically the guys I talked about. Those are the highest owned guys. That's in the Millie Maker. And can I tell you something? It's probably, without giving it away, it's very, very similar to the big buy-ins as well. So that's that. But what I want to do is, let's see if we can remember.
I've got it.
All right, so we got this. So this is what I want to do. I want to create a group with the 10 guys that we had in the game. All right, so let's add a new rule. We're going to add group. All right, so
give me 1 second, Cheats. I'll be right back.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I said that Cantley was going to win the tournament. So Cantley was definitely somebody. Now I forget who Bobby said, but I'm pretty sure that he used Zalatoris for something. And did I say Tom Kim would get there at 8K? I think I did. I don't remember who else we said. Keith Mitchell.
Okay, so I'll tell you, I'm back. Sorry.
So
here's our
so I said Cantlay would win the tournament. Who did you say was going to win?
Scheffler.
Scheffler. Okay. And then for 9K and under, did we go?
I said Zalatoris.
And
You
what
said
did I
Justin.
do then?
No, you said Justin Thomas. No, you picked Justin Thomas.
I did Justin Thomas, didn't I? Because it wasn't him. I wouldn't have done that.
Oh yeah, it was under 10K to make the top.
It might have been Finau, no?
No, it wasn't.
It was Thomas. Okay.
It was without a doubt. You definitely, your top two guys were Cantlay and Thomas in that.
And yours were Scheffler and Zalatoris.
Correct.
And then 8K, I went Tom Kim, I think.
You did go Tom Kim.
And did you go, is Fleetwood 8K?
You had somehow, yeah, you have Tom Kim. I took Hovland.
You took
somehow
Hovland under 9K.
Somehow Jason Day was like, we talked about the most. But I don't think either of us ended up taking him there. Jason Day and
you don't think you didn't use him?
So what I do is I take our 10 plays, I expand it to like 20 guys within that range. And I'm willing to incorporate other guys if they fit to certain types of builds.
Well, let's be pure though for this exercise.
Okay.
So let's just use the actual 10. So it was Cantlay, Scheffler, Zalatoris, Thomas, Kim, and then you did Hovland. And then under 7K was Mitchell and Fleetwood?
Fleetwood, I think you did say Mitchell, but I think that you kind of were like hedging between Mitchell and Bradley, but also I almost said Bradley. Like, I don't know. Bradley was a big point of emphasis. And I'm only mentioning this. I go with your pure thing. I'm just telling you, this is the extension of the pure.
Okay. What did we do for 6K?
6Ks, I picked Molinari and you picked Webb Simpson.
I did, didn't I? Okay, here it is. That's it. See, somehow, am I lucky enough? Am I lucky enough? Maybe he got withdrew. No. Okay.
Allows you to not withdraw.
No such luck.
And by the way, I like to play a little bit. I'm gonna have to run for 1 second here. Do your build. I'll be back in just a minute.
Okay, so what we did was created a rule, and let's call it a name. We'll call it we can't call it anything. It's a save rule. I don't know what to call it. Anyway, so what we're going to do is first we're going to build lineups that use at least 6 of those 10 players. And we want to do so we're going to start with 50. And because we were going to be relying on the projections, we'll reduce the diversity a little bit, but we will increase the ownership fade. So we'll play. What do we get if we played 50 lineups or let's play 40 lineups actually with. Oh, what did I do? Oh, from 1 to 6 players. Didn't say how many. So hold on. We want to use at least 6 players or exactly 6 players. But what we have to make sure that we do is not play lineups that don't have a chance, like lineups that just use the 7Ks. So we're either going to put a minimum salary or we're just going to just kind of rate these by projections and just like let the ones that project and you'll see, like if some of them project like 15 points below, those are going to be the ones that have just the 7Ks, you know what I mean, which we don't want.
So this is, I love this strategy. I want to throw out, can I say real quickly what I'm doing during this strategy after? I'll do it afterwards because you just got your numbers. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is actually, this is an interesting statistic actually. Of using those 10, there are only actually 81 combinations in total that use those 6 guys together. Okay, so that's good actually, because some of them are probably going to be pretty poor. Because you look at these by projections, this one's like a 396. If we go all the way to the end, 375. Actually, that's not that bad. It's actually not that bad.
You put on your thing?
What's that?
What price range did you put?
I didn't put any price range.
So they could be, some of these might have like 8,000 on the table or something.
But they don't, because you look at the projections and they're all like pretty, you know what I mean? They're all pretty close.
So do you have like some, like, is like, for example, if you did have 1,000 left over, I think that you could upgrade Molinari and Simpson. I just think it's good to have exposure to those guys in general. You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
Yeah.
This is the John DeMott theory. The John DeMott theory is don't like not play something that if it comes in, you're going to kill yourself if it comes in. So like if a lineup comes in with like six of our 10 guys in there, I need to have it. I just have to have it. I don't know what to tell you. I just have to have it. And even if it means, like you said, out of these 40, that means we're going to have 30 of them are going to have Francisco Molinari. That's perfectly okay, because you know what that means? Because 30 out of my 150, that means 20%. So 20% Molinari, and every one of the Molinaris is totally jammed in with our best plays.
Yeah, but the problem is with that is that 5 to 10% of those Molinaris should be Tyler Duncans. So,
but I'm going to get Tyler Duncan anyway when I build the rest of them.
Will you?
But if I don't, then I wouldn't have anyway.
Well, I'm saying you should maybe, because there are a lot of, so I make like little extensions, like my guys who I didn't end up putting high up, Ramen Rory, obviously, Morikawa, Justin Thomas became a really priority of mine, actually. Jason Day, Cam Young, these are guys we didn't talk as much about. Siwoo Kim, Jordan Spieth, Keegan Bradley, Sam Burns, Adam Scott, Thigala, Connors, Mitchell, Kitayama, Nick Taylor.
No, dude,
Johnny.
This is easy. We're gonna deal with the extensions in just a second.
Well, I'm just saying. So that's what I go to. So then I've got 25 to 30 golfers that I'm really choosing from for the most part.
Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to.
And I do like what they're saying. I do think that, like, look, if you're going to say take some Davis Riley and Sue, I'm totally good with that. It's just that they aren't like my main guys I'm trying to get to, but like I'm totally fine with those guys as different, low-owned options compared to the ones I mentioned.
Okay, so what I was going to say is that the other thing that I can do is build another 150. Ooh, he missed. And then I'm just going to go through and let's rattle off some of the guys that you just mentioned. Tyler Duncan. What's cool about this is that, hey, I was going to get 0 of them, but you know what? I built like 500 lineups. So we could just put minimum 10% and boom, there you go, right? Actually, you know what? It doesn't like it. It really wants so, but you know what? I don't care. We're going to get him anyway. Who's the other guy you mentioned?
Tyler, I mentioned a bunch of guys, but guys like Grillo and Kitayama and Nick Taylor, Sam Burns at a higher range, Adam Scott, Thigala, Connors. Those are all guys that are very high on my list. And I think the difference is pretty manageable. I've just come more around to like, not necessarily spending all the way up first. Like I'm okay with going just up to Justin Thomas, but I do think that you're going to end up with more common builds than you think if you do that.
If you play Justin Thomas?
Yeah, and I think if you just look at it, like it might just feel really stupid not to play Rahm every week. He's won 3 out of the last 5 tournaments he's played. He had a 3rd in there, and he also was the leader in all of those tournaments. At some point at the conclusion of a day. That's a pretty crazy thing. So I'm trying to just force in a little more Rahm, a little more of the top end guys to go with, already a ton of Justin Thomas, a ton of Zalatoris, overly healthy amount of speed. I love Fleetwood. I also think I'm playing Sepp Straka a pretty good amount. He's played well in these conditions. And
the other thing I want to do, I want to make sure that there's no guys that I just want 0 of. It's in my
and Alex Noren and Minwoo Lee are 2 other ones that I'm just mixing in. These are just like 5%ers, you know. But Alex Noren's a guy who's like, it's kind of like, oh, maybe we should have more Alex Noren, you know. No, he is one of those guys though. Seamus Power, just because he had a bad week last week, like feels kind of weird.
Yeah. So we could go less Mitchell. I want to make these. I want to bump up these 7600s. You know, to make a little less Mitchell and a little more of these other 7600s. Like Siwoo Kim, like we mentioned. Thigala, we mentioned. You have any Adam Hadwin?
A little bit, yeah. This is I just want to point out one thing. Of all the times we've played DFS golf, this will be the lowest Xander has ever been owned.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like the perfect storm. Like he was bad last week, and he's like that awful price. You know what I mean? Like he's not even 9,900. He's like 10K right on the nose.
He improved every round 3 weeks in a row. If you want to look at a positive, there's I really tried to play guys who I think like there's a world where they can win this tournament. Like I think there's a world where Ricky Fowler can win this tournament. I think there's a world where
he hasn't won a tournament in a long time.
He's playing really good golf and he's won this tournament before. So
yeah,
he's top 30 the last 4 events he's played, top 20, 3 of them, top 10, top 11, 2 of them. Hasn't missed a cut in forever. Finished second a few months ago. Finished 6th right before that. He's playing better golf and he's 7,500. It's not like I'd be talking about him at like 8,500.
Right.
I think that I'm a little over committed to Fleetwood because I like a lot of guys in that range. Like I really like Shane Lowry and Kim, who no one's going to play. I don't even think that many people are playing Kim sheets.
Kim?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
What do you have? No, I kind of like this though.
I'll tell you somebody who is.
Well, no, I kind of like it though. I
got like 40% maybe.
Oh, I guess I see him at 20. Yeah. He's gotten a little more popular. I do think Davis Riley is one that I'm trying to get into more lineups right now at 6,500. He's just one of those formerly Cam Young-ish type of cheap guys who could really like put up a good score here.
Yeah.
Come in the top 30 and also have like a really good, round where maybe like, I don't know, makes 3 in a row and has an eagle and has no bogeys.
Yeah.
You just win like that. Like, I mean, sounds so stupid to say it, but it's honestly what happens. I also think Matt Fitzpatrick has like a great shot to win this tournament. But I like him more as like a betting to win the tournament than like a 25% owned golfer,
Well, since you brought it up, I mean, let's see some odds here. Let's pull it up.
Okay, let's take a look.
Let's bet something.
Everybody's in love with the Keith Mitchell. I love Keith Mitchell. I'm a big fan. I'm not quite as high on him when he's going to be as popular as he's going to be this weekend, man.
Adam, that's going to be 3 rounds, Adam. And I'm going to do MMA tomorrow. Yeah, that's going to be 3 rounds. It's the same fight. It was ridiculous. It was never going more than 3 rounds anyway. I mean, that's going to be. It's so funny if people were like really stacking that or really wanted to bet that fight when it was supposed to be 5 rounds, and they don't bet it this time. It's just stupid. There was never going 5 rounds in the first place.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a look. Rory, and this is all going to be by feel. You know what I mean? Like,
why aren't we talking about Harris English this week when everyone wanted to play him last week and he was terrible?
he was great last week. He was like, he almost won the tournament.
No, the week before. I'm sorry.
Oh.
And then last week nobody played him, and I went very strong against him, and I didn't really have a take on him last week. He's another 7K guy that, like, I don't know. I hate his demeanor so much. It's really hard for me to judge, but I used to hate Joel Dahlman's hat. Now he's my favorite guy in the world. He has not, like, so at Arnold Palmer, I believe, like, you know, his expected finish was supposed to be much worse based on everything except for some miracle hole outs and putts and whatnot, whatever. He also was right there in Genesis, which was even more so that way. He's been terrible at every other event. I would take a shot on him, though, like just play a little bit of the rush. I'm just trying to get like a little bit more exposure. I do think it's good in golf to do that. I'm still trying to find the right line for golf. Like, do I want 50% of guys when I'm playing 100 total entries? Does that seem like logical? Not really in my head, but at the same time, I think you should take stands. It's just, I don't know. I'm just struggling with that one over and over again.
Yeah, I don't mind taking stands. You want to know why? Because there's just so many. This is the way I think about it. There's like so many combinations of other stuff. You know what I mean? That's where you want the spread. You know what I mean? I don't think that you should dilute your strong opinions. I think you should dilute your weak ones. You know, so I think that you should take big stands on the ones you like. This is my gut, really.
I totally agree with you, Sheets, 100%.
I mean, instead of figuring out which 6K guy I want to take a stand on, I want all those guys. And I'll take my shot with Tom Kim or something like that, or my shot with whoever, Hovland, whoever you want to play.
Right, or it could even be a middling guy. Like I don't think Fleetwood's a bad example of a middling guy. And I actually think like this is the kind of week where, and it's been this way. He's not looked his best, but but Hideki though.
Yeah.
No. I'm serious. If someone was just max entering and played 25 or 30% Hideki, to me, that's just like an incredible value. You have a 0% owned guy at 8,400 that could easily win any tournament. When he won the Masters, he was like this.
You're bringing up a very interesting DFS theoretical point that we used to talk about more. But we stopped talking about this idea of, okay, if you like a guy that's 1% owned, how much of it should you play? Right. So one school of thought is that you don't need to play that much to get overweight. Right. Like if you even play just 10% of him, that's still getting pretty good leverage because you're 10% to 1. But another way of thinking about it is if you really like a guy that's 1% owned, you should just freaking play him. You know what I mean? Just play the shit out of him. You know, and imagine if you actually get away with it. You know, then you're really in business.
Yep. 100%. I agree with that, and it's hard to find those guys. Yeah. I occasionally find them in basketball. I wish I would have thought a little bit more. I actually do think that would be my best max entry thing. I just would have to adjust the way that I do things. But like with golf, it just feels like there's so much randomness outside of trying to get the winner. But honestly, as you've seen, not even needing the winner or even all 6 of 6 to win sometimes.
Right.
And you probably will this week, but like that it's going to happen. And we had the week where John Rahm, won the Open and the U.S. Open, and he was the highest owned player, and he wasn't on any of the winning lineups because it statistically didn't factor in how he wouldn't have fit with everybody else who was there. Like all the other chalk hit, you know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wait,
it's just interesting to play this game like and try to figure it out. There's a lot of randomness, but like there are certain trends that I think you could look for. I do think like one name that no one is mentioning though is the Sam Burns thing. Have you thought about Sam Burns at all?
not at all.
Don't you think it's a little bit like we're literally like a year removed from talking about him as Scotty Scheffler, basically? Not like a slightly lower version. And I know he missed 2 cuts. Like he finished 6th before that in a tournament he very easily could have won at that Waste Management. He is an extreme, like he and Cam Young, these are like the top young golfers. I just feel like you need some exposure. If we're going to play Tom Kim, who's, 6 years old, like, maybe we should think about these guys a little bit.
I'm trying to come up with a good bet here. And remember, every time I try this, I have to remember, like, I'm betting it to win the tournament. I'm not betting it to be like a good DFS play at like 7,800, right? So I want to feel as though this is kind of stupid, right? That even though it's 50-1, I really want someone that I think can actually win. And I'm looking at some of these guys, and here are the guys that, again, listen, all these lines are bad, like by definition, right? I just want to again, this is so stupid, right? But I just want to just see who I'm visualizing at the end of this tournament can actually be holding up the freaking trophy and pay off a decent salary. So I don't see Sungjae M winning, like, for example. I just don't see.
Zalatoris is your best. Zalatoris, I think, is not only the best bet. I think it's actually like a really good.
I'll tell you who else I can see doing it is Tyrrell Hatton. Okay, another guy who, again, we talked about this the other day, was I see Jordan Spieth winning.
I'm trying to see Hatton's odds. Oh, he's behind. He's just behind him. Yeah. Okay.
And Spieth, like, I'll probably play like 1% of him in DFS, but like for. Like at a big price, just a flat out win. How about Shane Lowry at 50-1?
I think it's interesting. I think that, look, I'm just telling you, if they played this tournament 60 times, Hideki is winning one of them.
That's the next one I was going to say.
I really believe that. I just think he's a better golfer than he gets credit for in general. And I don't care about early struggles when he's finding himself. I also think Siwoo, I think Siwoo should be 75-1, and I would love to bet him at that. But this is his type of course. He can deal with it with the weather. He's totally there. If you want to talk about a home run hitter's top to make the top, it would be Davis Riley for me. Davis Riley, Joel Dahman, Nick Taylor. Those would be my heroes.
I think I figured out who I'm playing here. Hold on.
What, do you hear what I'm saying though? About
yeah, I do. I do hear your.
And Aaron Rye, he's the other one.
Aaron Rye. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put I'm gonna put 50 on 2 bombs and 100 on 2 guys that are just sort of reasonable. So I'm gonna get to the bombs in a second. I'm gonna put 100. On one of the guys that you mentioned, and it is going to be Zalatoris.
By the way, I did send you money for our Clippers Sixers bet. Feeling better about Sixers.
I won?
No. Remember we bet them to play.
Oh, okay.
Finals.
What did you send me? $2? What did we bet?
No, we bet 100 each.
Oh, that's right, we did, didn't we?
I sent it with my normal payment.
Okay. All right, so 100 is in on Zalatoris. Another
I like what BBF is
saying
about the gala too. I just don't know if he's gonna win.
Yeah, I don't think he can just actually win it though.
But I actually think he's a really good, he's a guy I don't mind just consistently playing in DFS and knowing I was way ahead on, and that literally one incredible shot he hit with a bad bounce. I mean, he's made 5 top 10s in 12 tournaments. He's become the golfer he's supposed to be. There's just a lot of good guys in that range. When you get with Horschel, you talk about just slightly higher. You have Fleetwood and Day, Sam Burns, who I love, Adam Scott, who I like a lot, Justin Rose, who we haven't talked about, but I feel like is a little bit sneaky. I just feel like there's just too many guys I feel that way about this week. So I'm trying to stick to my, like you said, stick with my Zalatoris, stick with my Hovland, stick with my Justin Thomas, and stick with my, honestly, a little bit stick with playing 20% Matsuyama in the large field stuff, because that's a guy who can win the tournament at 4% ownership. That just doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
All right. So here are the two bombs. Ready? $50 to win 10,000 on Johnny Vegas at 200 to 1. That's in.
That's a really good bet. Like, that's like a bet though that if you bet, you should probably hedge.
Yeah, I hedge by.
You'll never do it. You'll never do it. No, but like hedge when it's like.
I would definitely do that.
Oh, okay.
Like, you have the lead or something like that. Yeah, I would do something.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, boy, it would be such a great story if we could pull it off. To pull the freaking Joel Dahman at 200 to 1.
I mean, I don't even think but like that's the thing is like, why can't you just bet him to like top 10 or something?
Nah, it's for wimps.
No, because that's more likely what would happen.
So here's the other 50 to 1. The other 50 to 1, we will be playing 50 to 1, 50 to win 7,500 on Aaron Wise.
Wow.
So we have sweats. Hopefully it makes the cut.
I can't even click the Aaron Wise button these days. It's tough.
I know.
It does feel like you're betting on talent, but like Luke List is talented also. He's 6,500. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I think maybe I'd rather just do that. I think I have to put in like one Scheffler Rom lineup or something. I have a Scheffler Rom Zalatoris lineup that looks pretty good to me, actually.
All right, let's pull up the
No, not Scheffler. I need to get Scheffler.
Let's put up this Mega 8, see if I'm making any progress. No, I'm not making any progress yet. But when it gets to the fourth overtime, then come talk to me. So let's see who's winning this thing still. So this guy's good. So Mazwa is locked in. He's in the club, has a 287. Is that actually going to win? So Podol this guy needs 11 points out of Podol in the fourth quarter. It's a war. It's almost like a toss up. Papa Gates needs 18 out of Podol. Okay. Hishbu needs something out of Podol. Marib needs out of Fred Van Vliet. Oh, he needs 24. That's tough in 6 minutes. Or maybe he'll play 8 minutes. Still tough.
There's still, you still had overtime possibilities there.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, Chet Abiscus 24 PMR. What does he have? He's got the leader of the free world, Terrence Mann, and Kawhi. I don't think it's going to be enough. He's got to get to. Wait, it's 287. He needs 30 points out of these two. That's not going to work. Terrence Mann's in the game at least.
So I have a sneaky play that no one's going to play this week that I'm just going to throw out there.
Go ahead.
I do think it's not quite Ryan Palmer like time, but like it's close. And there's a cheap guy that no one's going to play that I expect to make the cut.
Who do we got?
Ryan. Oh, I said it. Ryan Palmer.
Oh. Yeah. Well, no one's going to play him, that's for sure. 85-79, 10 minutes to go. Was this Batum? Ryan Palmer stinks. He's old. BPF.
I know, but he made a lot of money last year for me doing the same thing. I'm not saying like play a lot of this guy. I'm saying like get like a couple lineups. Like he's not gonna like he can accidentally top 15.
What is he, 6,500?
Yeah, 64.
You don't need much out of him.
Yeah, and like he is the kind of guy who can make like a top 15, top 20. You don't need him to like, you're not looking for him to win the tournament.
Paul George, nice move.
I would not have thought that this was going to be such a low scoring slate, but I guess you get Luka out. How did Jokic?
He wasn't even that popular. It just was like, again, the weird guys, the Jimmy Butlers, you know what I mean? Like those, we got to change the way we look at them sheets. And like, it's something I've got to do a better job of. Like we've got to look at those guys as 10K plus players when their team needs a win in a big game down the stretch, you know?
Yeah.
And I just need I'm pretty good at it. I'm better than most people are at pointing it out, but I need to be better at it. I need to capitalize off it better than I have. I mean, I did win a tournament because of it last week, but I could still do much better.
You know what, BBF? You are preaching to the choir.
About which?
Basketball annoys me with all the sitting out.
That's annoying. But they did it to themselves. Like you de-incentivize the regular season. You can't do that.
Well, the good news is, in 1 month, let's play 2.
Sheets, did you end up with any Ryan Fox in your builds?
I hope not. It seems like a freaking sucker bet.
Is it? I don't know. All these guys who play and win, I'm always like a little bit interested when it comes to tough courses.
I have one lineup. One lineup with Ryan Fox.
I've got 2. so hopefully Ryan Fox doesn't win, or somehow we hit the nuts outside of him. Because
I definitely have some a healthy like look at these. These are all these Fleetwoods.
How much of the Chris Kirk do you have? I'm using Chris Kirk as a pivot off of some of my Fleetwood.
Yeah, I don't have any Kirk. That's a good idea.
It's like where he plays well too. Like he's just off to a great start in general, but he plays well on these courses.
I wonder why. I was wondering, boy, interestingly, I have quite a bit of Fleetwood pair with Molinari. I wonder why that is.
Oh, God. Sorry. I'm sorry, or you're welcome, or something. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, so maybe I don't need the Fleetwood with Molinari, the one that leaves 2,000 on the table. Maybe I could improve on that a little bit.
Yeah, you could probably find a better route. Although, watch Molinari. Molinari ends day 1 plus 8. I mean, -8.
No. We will just be upgrading like Mitchell, who's chalked like Tony Finau in that lineup or something.
I have Norin in one of my. I have Molinari in one of my 555s, and I have Norin in my other one. I mean, you're talking about cheap guys with shots, but the truth is, I'd rather those be like Vegas and Taylor. I like Nick Taylor a lot this week, by the way. I think I might be the only one.
Nick Taylor?
Yeah, I'm into these Canadians. I think they're like better than they get credit for. Like on the power rankings on the PGA Tour or whatever, they have Nick Taylor as like the 16th best golfer this week. And he's priced as the 68th golfer, you know? Like, it's just interesting. And I've had other friends who are just keep saying over and over again, just bet these Canadians, they're going to get better, and bet the Asian kid. Like, I know it's a shrewd way of saying it, but that's what people keep telling me. The weirdest one though is that I can't get away from is that I think I have to play Justin Rose in some of my lineups.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I actually think that there's like an argument for this being really good for him. He had that. Did you see that one? How he missed the cut last week? It was pretty crazy. He hit 3 balls in the water in a row from the tee on a par 5.
Oh,
And he was literally two strokes better than the cut mark on 17. Well, and he just kept hitting it from there. He wouldn't take the drop. So I still think he can play well here, because he's had a couple of weird rounds. He won a tournament a month ago. He can play well on these courses. I don't know. I'm talking myself into it a little bit, maybe too much.
getting psyched for the. Are you following the NCAA tournament at all?
When does it start?
The end of next week is when they have the seedings.
Man, I used to be my favorite thing in the world, and I just don't have that much interest anymore.
Yeah.
How about you? What's like?
Yeah, I'm gonna get into it because I'm gonna do I'll probably do Survivor in it.
Oh, nice. I really like UCLA for what it's worth.
Oh yeah.
I like that coach. I just think they know how to play like tournament basketball. I mean, they showed it already. Literally, it's Jalen Suggs hitting a 70-footer away from winning a title 2 years ago.
Okay.
Or at least playing for a title. That was crazy in the Final Four. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, that's how they went into they lost in overtime by Jalen Suggs hitting a 60 whatever footer like in the air like with one hand.
Really?
From the other side of the court to win the game. It might have even been worse than I'm remembering. It might have been descended to overtime, which is actually worse, kind of, But it was in the Final Four, and it was like they were like 20-point underdogs or whatever the hell they make it in college, some stupid number. But they're really good. And they're old, which I really like. That's what you should be betting on, are the older teams. It's really hard for the younger teams to win when the best players don't play in college anymore.
Yeah. All right, 7 minutes to go. 91-82. I mean, it's literally all I'm rooting for is overtime here. Paul George with a floater. That's a terrible looking shot.
He's good at missing bad. He misses really badly sometimes.
Yeah. What happened to my group here? If I had my group and now it disappeared. The group disappeared. Lineup rules. We'll do the same thing. I thought we had this. 6 from 10 players. Yeah, with these guys.
I don't have nearly as much Thigala as I wanted. Because these guys are all priced. I just need to do a middling.
This was from last week. That's so funny.
Fleetwood.
Is it this one? This one was Cameron Young. And Power. This is from last week. It's so funny. It saved it from last week. And this one, was it 6 from 10 players? This is Ryder, and I have to do this all over again. This sucks. Lineup rules, 1 from 10 players. Oh, there it is. These guys. Okay. Use exactly 6. Okay. Save rule. Let's put a minimum of 49.5 on this. And we might be able to not worry about it. Okay, 95-85. I don't want George though. You need Kawhi back. I need Kawhi back in the game. Not sure I trust Molinari yet. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Everybody was the best golfer in the world for a 2-month period, I think.
You don't need to trust them that much when they're 64 and 6,500.
Yeah, that's true.
If you happen to be right at a 3% ownership at 6,500,
yeah, that's true.
It's worth it.
Murray, Simpson, Fleetwood, and all these guys. Perfect.
I really like Zalatoris this week as a bet, though, to win it. Like, I really think that 35-1 is kind of disrespectful. I don't see him as being that different than Justin Thomas or any of these other guys. Right now, my big buying lineups, I'm just going to say I have Scheffler, Hovland, Zalatoris, Fleetwood, Connors, Molinari, and Cantlay, Justin Thomas, Tom Kim, Jason Day, Fowler, and Noren.
We're pretty close, but not too close that it's like too close. It's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's good. But if I really love all these 75 and 7600s, I should probably pair them together rather than decide between them.
Obviously, what we're rooting for is Johnny Vegas for the outright bet. Yeah, the real thing that you need to know about Adam for the MMA is that I'm pretty sure there is a stone lock that was decided when they did a replacement fighter in the last couple of days. They had Carlston Harris or something like that. He was priced to fight somebody that he was like almost a pick 'em against, and they replaced him with somebody else. So it's probably going to be a 2-1 favorite and probably a lock. We'll take a look at that tomorrow. Okay. I think I should be good here with my golf now. Let me just see.
Making some big changes in my big ones here.
3. Siwoo. Yeah, we're going to pare this one down a little bit and play Theegala. Diversify a little bit over there. In this one, instead of Connors, we will use Theegala as well. Makes sense. Just want to make sure we have no dupes here. Yeah, one dupe here. And this one we'll do instead of Bradley. I'll give you one. We'll do one. No, I was about to say Ricky.
I put Desire in one.
You got the general in one?
Not in the big one.
Okay.
I just threw him into one.
This is a dupe, so we'll fix
I mean, he did play really well here last year.
Fleetwood. That looks good. All right, so let's just make sure I have no dupes. No dupes. No dupes. No dupes. Dupes. Oh, this one. So we'll get this Theegala out. And this one, I think we could put Connors in here. I think That should do it. Let's make sure these aren't duped. I'm gonna have my spreadsheet. See, would be helpful. All right, I have a Joel Dahman. Okay, I do have a Joel Dahman, and we'll diversify him because I have two of the same ones with Joel Dahman. So we'll put a Grillo in. Taylor Pendrith. Put one of him. Okay, I'm gonna pull up the lobbies again in a sec. Even a Danny Willett. I mean, we got a. That's what happens. You could take stands up at the top, and then you could take your shots at these 6,500s. Scheffler. Okay.
I have a lot of 30 plus percenters, a lot of 25 percenters. I don't have as many 40 and 50 percenters this week because I've been playing more lineups.
Yeah. This and then
It'd be a mistake though.
And then this one will take Day out. A little too chalky. Put a Fleetwood in. And maybe this is the week for the Fleetwood.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know. I really hope he is.
All right, let's get this Mega 8 lobby up, see if there's been any progress here. So Mazwa is still up 10 points on this dude who needs Podol. Podol's in the game at least. So I'll root for Podol. I'll definitely root for anybody to beat the parentheses guys. There's an extra tilt where you give up a shot with the guy that you have, and the guy makes a perfect pass to a guy who misses a layup. Kills your assist.
I know exactly what you mean. I don't want to address it. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Well, just for fun, what is 122? So looks as though to get in the money, I'm definitely in overtime.
Well, it's Fenton and Vegas. I'm playing both of them together, so I don't think I have to worry about my ownership with anybody else in that particular lineup.
Yeah, I need Fred VanVleet to just go completely ballistic for the next 4 minutes.
A little nervous to have Kim over Hatton.
Yeah, it's certainly a reasonable take.
God, if I lose because of the
Hatton's definitely feistier.
Well, that's going to be a big decision for me right there.
Kawhi missed the floater. I guess that's not bad if I need the overtime. This is a disaster. We're still in fourth in this hockey, but it's 15 minutes to go, and everybody's going to come and swamp me here. But we're in the money in the big one in hockey. 14th with some ice time, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, so tomorrow we have I'll do the MMA video. I'll probably do it live, why not? And then Friday I'll do the MMA betting video. What's this? Oh, I forgot. I know what we have to do. Let's do a preview of what the slate is tomorrow. So tomorrow, six games. Okay, let's see what it looks like. 6 games. You have Utah and Orlando. Houston at Indiana. Charlotte at Detroit. Though that is some group. Charlotte, Detroit. Who's in? We're going to be again watching Killian Hayes news. And Charlotte. Let's see, these guys are priced now. So DSJ 4,700, Rozier 8,200. Okay. Golden State, Memphis was going to be a marquee matchup. Jordan Poole is now because he's back because Curry is back. $103.93, but none of my guys are scoring.
All right, I think I need to go to bed soon, so hopefully it can be around.
Just finish doing this second. So Dinwiddie is out for Brooklyn. Do we know that?
I haven't thought about tomorrow
That's
yet.
what happened, I think. If Dinwiddie is going to be out for Brooklyn, my God, Cam Thomas is 4,600. Is that a thing? With Royce O'Neal out also and Cam Johnson out?
That'll be a thing.
That's probably going to be a thing. And this is how you're going to start your lineups tomorrow. Cam Thomas. Giannis we have as he's probable. And the Knicks go to the track meet. The Knicks go out to Sacramento with maybe Brunson out, maybe not. So that could be quickly they moved up to 6,600. All right, but we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that tomorrow. Beat Buzz. I'll answer that. Do I have any KH Lee?
I think I have one lineup with him.
I'll tell you right now. I do. I have 3 lineups with KH Lee, which doesn't mean much. Doesn't mean much. Listen, this is my core. You know, it's at the 7Ks. It's Bradley, Mitchell, and Connors. The 8Ks is Day, Hatton, and Kim, and then 9Ks and up. You know, Thomas, Cantlay, and Scheffler. That's, you know what I mean. Like a week's worth of content has just been reduced to that. That's really it. And everything else is some sort of derivative of that. So take that for what it's worth. All right, this NBA thing's a horror show. So I'm going to go too.